Those of you that were on for our test run earlier, this is the real deal. Welcome to the Chiropractic World Tour. So many of you know that I'm a huge chiropractic advocate, and as a result of that, I've had people asking me weekly, sometimes even daily, for a chiropractor in their area. So what I've decided to do is gift my viewers a chiropractic world tour. We're going to travel the world together and interview some of the best advanced chiropractors in the world. These are all chiropractors that I know personally and that I've been adjusted by. These are chiropractors that I would trust my own family's lives with and my life as well. So I'm really bringing you the best of the best. Please enjoy. You're in for a huge treat today. In a few moments, we have one of my favorite chiro couples joining us live. So I'm going to send them the official invite here, your viewers. Thank you for your patience. No. Will be on shortly to join us. Hello, welcome Dr. Joe and Pilar. How are you?
Hello there. All right, how are you?
I am well. Hi. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. So, audience here, thank you. The reason why I chose to feature Dr. Joe and Pilar, because they are absolutely exceptional chiropractors in their area, the best of the best. They're in Ramsey, New Jersey, and they're actually a married couple that practice together, which is impressive on its own. And I had the honor of going into their practice, I believe a little over a year now, and working one-on-one with their team. And I start with an observation hour. And during that time, watching Dr. Joe and Pilar work with their patients, it actually brought tears to my eyes just to see how much love and compassion they have for every single patient, and to see that they really knew everything about their patients and cared about them and knew about their lives and just pour their whole heart into their community. It was such a joy. So Dr. Pilar is sassy and spunky, and Dr. Joe is very centered. It's true opposites attract. So it's so much fun to go into their office. And I'd love to hear from the two of you today, sharing your wisdom on why you do what you do and what compels you to serve your community now more than ever before.
So, I don't know, you want me to start?
Sure.
Okay. So the first thing, I think if you had said to me and asked me a question like, what is the one word that describes chiropractic the most?
Yeah.
And that word is empowering. And so that's empowering. And that's what I love about chiropractic. So, you know, we are given these bodies and things go wrong, you know, and it's not like a car or a cell phone that you can take in the shop. And we do take them in the shop, right? But a lot of times we don't know exactly what's creating the cause of the problem. And so for me, I think it's always the most important thing to empower your body to heal itself so that you don't have to take it into the shop. So it stacks the deck of health in your favor. And that's what I love about chiropractic. And our patients, we just hit our 10-year anniversary in February.
Congratulations.
That's open. And you know what I love? I was just telling one of my patients yesterday, these people come in, they do these programs, and all they want to do is keep their bodies working the best they can. They're trying to do it, just have, I don't know, how could I say this? Like, put the responsibility back on them. And I commend them. And we just have a big family, fun-filled, loving practice there. And I love it because they're empowered. They empower us every day. We're all empowering our bodies. So that, I think, is why I do what I do. I just love that part of it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I would say that, you know, when I was a kid, I had a lot of health issues. And for me, it was the fact that when I saw what chiropractic actually did for me, it was the one thing that I knew now I could actually get my body to work better without having to go in a lot of routes that didn't work for me. And I kind of felt all the way through school that it was the kind of thing that I needed to be the one to get that for somebody else now. That I had this amazing result. Now it's time for me to give other people that same ability that really don't know exactly how their body works, why their body works, that their body can do the what it needs to heal itself.
Yeah.
It became a responsibility in a sense.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much. And tell me about the technique that you practice.
Well, we are certified, and actually we just got back from a week-long advanced certification in a technique called Chiropractic Biophysics. And so the way I explain it to people is that you have your dentists and then you have your orthodontists, right? Mm-hmm. So we're the orthodontics of the spine. So everybody should be getting a chiropractic adjustment 100%. It removes the body of what chiropractors call subluxations, where the bones shift out of place. And what happens is that energy flow in your body gets reduced when that happens. And you're not in charge of that. It can be sudden, like a fall or an injury. It could be gradual, like, look at the kids these days on their cell phones, right? Look at, how many times you get in and out of a car, in and out of your bed your entire life. So, your body goes out of place. And so when you get adjusted, the whole goal is that we free your body of the interference that these subluxations can create. The thing is when your posture is weak and distorted, I'm totally exaggerating this right now, Hailey, that those alignments, right? Those alignments that you get, they sometimes don't last as long as we like them. So what we like to do in CBP is we go back and we're creating a better posture overall, so that in the long run, those alignments that you get from your chiropractor will stay in place. So I love that part of it, because again, it's just like giving you certainty that what you're doing is moving in the right direction. And guys, like, I'm going to turn, we see a lot of this anymore, so if you're tuning in and you've never been to a chiropractor before, we're seeing a ton of this forward head posture syndrome. And, we're getting people that are younger and younger. When I was a kid growing up, my parents were like, no, you don't need a chiropractor. You don't have any pain. But that's not even what it's about. It's the weaker your posture is, the less energy flow you have from your brain to your body. That means less healing potential for you. And that's not good. We don't want that. And it starts now at very early ages with these cell phones.
Yeah. Wow. And I throw one other thing in there. I actually, what I realized too, is that traditional healthcare doesn't really understand that you can change posture. A lot of us know that you can change posture for the bad, and you can do it every single day by looking at a cell phone or sitting at a computer for all those hours a day. But what you don't realize is that there are techniques and methods to actually create better posture from the things that we can do with chiropractic biophysics, for sure.
Love it.
That's so powerful. So how does that translate into symptoms? Like, what kind of symptoms do people come to you with that you see great improvements on? What kind of health conditions?
Anything and everything. The thing we see the most is fatigue, just in general, just the overall loss of energy, poor sleeping habits. Then what happens is as these things go on farther, you start to get more of the visceral issues, kind of like, unexplained heart palpitations or kidney and bladder functions. If females aren't getting their monthly friend at the monthly time, or it's too many cramps, asthma, wheezing, shortness of breath, things like that. And you start to see it more and more. What I find is that when you get somebody with multiple symptoms in multiple systems of the body, you start to see a pattern. And then when we look at their posture, we find that it's very weak. And what the thing is, it can take you 5 different doctors, so you have your cardiovascular group, right? So, you have your cardiologist, your pulmonologist, your urologist, right? And you might be going and getting all of these things done, and they're coming back, your blood work's coming out fine. But what's the one thing that all of those organs have in common? That the energy flow from the brain to them goes through the spine. And so that's where we start to see. We just had a pretty cool case. She was 10 years, bladder issues completely. They tried everything. They were doing experimental things. They did an experimental, they put her on dialysis, actually. And she didn't actually have a kidney problem. So they were just trying everything they could for this poor girl. She couldn't, urinate all the way and empty, but it's just this whole story. And so we get her under care. We're looking at her spine, first of all, and we see that the curve in her low back is reversed, right? And so we said, okay, look, we don't know if this is going to be the answer for you, but let's try it. Within about 3 weeks, back to normal. And her dad, this is a great story. Her dad was like, I don't really think that the chiropractor is the way to go for this. Her dad ends up coming in as a patient. He goes, Doc, I know you haven't even looked at me yet, but I'm yours, whatever it takes. He goes, my daughter has been suffering for 10 years. And he was the one filling in the blanks with all these extra things they were trying. So she goes back to her urologist, and the urologist says to her, now she tells them the whole story, how the body works. That's what I love about our patients, is they're very educated, right?
Yeah.
She goes, the urologist looks at her and goes, that makes so much sense to me. And so you start to see the power of the body. It's the power that made the body, is the power that heals the body. And it's couldn't be happier for her. She's a young girl. So things like that can be unexplained and they can't get to the bottom of it. That's what I love about chiropractic.
Wow, that's such freedom. Awesome. What about you, Dr. Joe? What's a patient story that's really touched your heart this week? Someone that's gotten exceptional results, maybe even something that most people don't know chiropractic could help with.
Well, I had a patient who had a 25-year-long autoimmune disease, and she's been coming to us for a while, and she got great results with chiropractic. It's been really fantastic. And as a longtime patient, I always look to see, like, how can you just continue to make this person's life even better and better and better with her ability to do things. And she came in on Thursday, yesterday, and she said, I just want to tell you that the things that I'm now doing in my life that were so difficult for me to do, like things like sleeping on a bad bed. Listen, most of us, it might be a day or two where you feel a little achy, but wow, now all of a sudden she's able to sleep on a bad bed. And this is something that would have knocked her out for 5 days previously. She goes, I can go and I can sleep at a bad bed at my shore house and I'm okay the next day. And she goes, that sounds like a tiny little thing, but to me, it is huge. And I just don't know how to thank you for giving me my life back. And this is somebody who has had like really big time stuff going on. And her big results came years ago. But she says, I'm still getting these great things happening in my life. And that's why we do it.
Wow, that's so powerful. Those of you listening, listen to the hearts of these amazing people. I love that. Like, what a dream come true to have a doctor that says, our patients are educated, their own bodies heal, and have a doctor that says, what did you just say? I'm always looking to see how can I make this person's life even better. Like, what a dream come true to go to a doctor who is always wakes up every morning seeing how they could make their patients' lives even better. That is so powerful. Thank you. I'm feeling like I'm tearing up again. I don't know what it is about you. It's beautiful. So I see
it's all about the empowerment, Hailey.
Yes,
empowerment.
Absolutely. I see a lot of people logging on. Give them some hearts here. We have some patients logging on, and then also we have a few chiro couples that just joined us. Hi, Roberto. Hi, Dr. Amanda. So I'd love to ask you, for our chiro couples out there, you two are so powerful, living together, working together every single day, driving to work together. How do you do it for couples that work together? What would be some advice that you would give them?
It's a very interesting question that you're asking, and we're actually working on that right now shortly. But, the biggest thing is that when we go in the office, we're partners, right? So there's no, sometimes people have come in and thought we were brother and sister, or they don't look at the sign and they don't think we're married at all. So we're partners. That's the most important thing. When you go to work, it's about how, as a team, we can enhance people's lives. But when you walk out the door, our coach, Fred DiDomenico, says, you put your emotional baggage at the door, we'll walk out, and then husband and wife. That's the most important thing. The other thing is that we do 2 separate things in the office. So we're not all, we're in the same place. You've been to our practice. It's not this gigantic place, but I might not see him for hours. And so that's most important, but you have to work together clinically, what's best for the patient. We will at times argue over what's best for the patients. And I laugh because like we want that, right? So it's not like he's going to acquiesce to me or vice versa. So you have to, you know, you stand your ground. This is what you're going to do for the patients. We're going to work this out together. But then when we go home, we're husband and wife. Take that trash out. Are you going to get it, buddy?
So I mean, I have bosses at the office, several, and but here it's, you know what it is. I think to understand that you have to understand each other's strengths and weaknesses and where you can make up for those things with the other person. So we have really, I think, over the years figured out that there are certain things that I am really not good at that she's amazing at, and she's amazing at everything. So I just try to fill in the blanks.
Where he was going with this.
Bonus point.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, I better do this right. But you know, what it is that I think the one thing that's saved us the most has really been staying separate in the office so that we don't overlap. And it's having very, very well-defined jobs and well-defined lines of this is not your job or this is 100% your job. That saves both of us all day long, because then it's not only for us, but it's also for our staff, because they know who's in charge of what, and then they don't have to feel like they're crossing lines either. And that makes for a happy team as well. And it's been great.
It sure does. And, you know, I'll add one more thing. So what we do for chiro couples is Joe is primarily the treating doctor. And then I'm primarily the person that does all the initial consultations, examinations, recommendations, things like that. And so what's cool for the patient, it's not like he has his patients, I have mine, as much as that might work for people, but there's always a second opinion in the office. And so patients really like the idea. So I'll take them, you know, from that first step, and then I transfer them over to, you know, Joe and, you know, his team. And then what'll happen is, you know, when we do the reevaluations, they come back in with me. So there's always that two-person that, and there's confidence that we've seen from our patients, you know, and over the years, we've heard a lot of comments about that. So I'm happy with the way it works for us.
Awesome. Thank you. That's so powerful. I have a few more questions for you, if that's okay. How are we on time?
We're fine.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. So one question is, I know that your patients are extremely loyal. They're always making their appointments or making up their appointments if they have any missed appointments, and they're really on point. I've known you for a little over a year now, and you've experienced this massive growth in practice and really consistency. It seems like your patients really understand how important this is for their body. They're empowered. They're coming in for their health, to better their health. So I'm curious about like what you've learned in practice from starting out, since you've had the most growth recently. What have you learned about just really sharing love and loving your patients, and how to grow a practice and grow a business?
Well, let's see. I think that it comes down to the base is you got to care more about them than anything else. So beautiful. No matter what, that's your floor. Now you build the rest of the foundation on that. And that there's a big difference between, for example, when the front desk makes a call about somebody that's missed an appointment, to think of it as a missed appointment, or the thought is, man, this person really needs to be here today because we're going to be away for the weekend and I don't want them to go this long without an adjustment. So when that's coming through the front desk, when it's coming through the entire team, and we can all see that together from the same perspective, we now have, there's no difference in the way that the patient views the front desk, the doctor, the assistant. They see us all the same because we all have the same message. And we all agree that no matter what, the base is we just have to care about people more than anything else that's on our docket for the to-do list. So if we start with that, then everybody's in the right place and we all have the same message.
And to add to that, team is everything. So over, you know, our 10 years in practice, you know, teamwork makes the dream work. And he just touched upon that, where, you know, if you have this team of people that are just totally empowered to help others, that's the most important thing. He's right. That's the base of everything. And it's not about, you know, going to work and, you know, you have a job and you walk out. Like our girls were like, go home, you know, and we were way like doing this. They're texting us, oh, we're here at the office doing this and this. We miss you guys. I'm like, oh my God, this is so great. You know, I'm just so, and I'm so proud of them because, you know, just to see the smiles on their faces because they make a difference. And, you know, this is not, there's nothing fake about it. We'll go and we do pre-shift huddles. So every shift we do, right? So we sit down and then we, you know, hit a goal for the afternoon. The goal is for the patients. And so then we'll always go through and talk about, you know, who needs a little extra love. This is what's going on with this person. Or if somebody knows something, like, then everybody knows. It's like, we're just moving as one unit. And that's really important. It's like, if I said anything over, you know, the rate of growth, the rate of our success, even in the past 2 years, it's team, 100%. And by the way, the patients are part of that
team.
Are part of that team. That, you know, that's part of it. And you know, we love our community. We love the docs that we work with. You know, it's just fun, and we're very blessed.
Beautiful. Your team's conviction level and growth has been so phenomenal to watch and see. And it's such a powerful position to be able to work as a chiropractic assistant. I always say it gives you the opportunity to really be the best part of someone's day. And it's so great that they have the opportunity and believe it and they're living it. Everyone on your team and your patients, you're living it. You're living this life. You're thriving. It's not just let's just teach it and talk about it. You're actually living it and thriving yourself. So I really appreciate that. Anybody that's just logging in, this is Dr. Joe and Pilar from Ramsey, New Jersey, one of the most incredible chiropractic couples that I know, and phenomenal doctors that are truly in it for the right reasons. They love their patients and they want what's best for their patients. So if you live in New Jersey near Ramsey, or you know someone that does, this is the place to go. They'll take great care of you. And if you have any questions for them, this is your last chance. Go ahead and send them some hearts and thumbs up, and any questions that you have for these chiropractic experts. Do you have anything that you'd like to add, Dr. Joe and Pilar?
Well, I would say this, that, you know, over the years, there's been a lot of changes in healthcare.
Yes.
And there's been a lot of changes in how we as a society have viewed what we are supposed to do. What's our responsibility, and how can we be healthier? And we're starting to see, really over the last few years, that the traditional system has not gotten people where they want to be. And in a lot of cases, I mean, I was one of them. I didn't go to a chiropractor for back pain or neck pain or headaches. Because I didn't have anywhere else to go. And this is now, I think what we're starting to see is the real upswing of how important your body is to, you have to get your body working. You can't rely on anybody else. The McDonald's is not responsible for your health, clearly. The hospital is not responsible for your health. So who's responsible? It's you. And the more that we can empower patients to understand that, we try to work locally but think globally. And I think if we can just make our little dent in the world to say, if we just got one more person to know that that health is coming from in here and not from outside, then we've done our job.
And I would add that, you know, there's other doctors out there, other types that get that too, you know, and they're like, look, you know, sometimes you're going to need emergency help. You're going to need certain times their medication is going to apply, you know, I mean, and that's the truth. But just keep your body functioning better. Right now, we have several doctors under care of ours. You know, we have a podiatric surgeon. You know, we have several nurse practitioners. You know, it's like, I'm like, wow. You know, and then I go in there, I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys, like, you know, we sit there and we talk about it and it just makes sense, you know, and it's the most conservative, easiest way to do things. And I love when I see people, you know, especially athletes are really great, and athletes as they age, you know, they're like, man, I'm just not running the way I used to be. And they come and they start like, man, I'm like, yeah, you guys are reversing the years on us, you know, and I love that because, you know, you have a chronological age and then you have a, you know, physiological age or a body age. We always want that physiological age way less than your chronological age. And that's going to keep you healthy. So think about that.
So powerful. Thank you very much. So what I'm gonna do for the viewers here is I'm gonna add the link to Dr. Joe and Pilar's website. Give them a call today. They can help you and your family really achieve the highest level of health so you can continue to thrive and grow healthier as you age. Dr. Joe and Pilar, if anyone out here that's watching has relatives or people in the area, if they live in the area, that might be hesitant to go to a chiropractor, maybe they're not quite ready to make their appointment, but they do want to hear more. I happen to know from your team that you have some incredible workshops and other opportunities. What's your next event coming up where they could bring their friends and family that want to hear a little more and get some exposure to chiropractic and wellness?
Well, it's actually to this upcoming Tuesday night. We do what's called the Lifetime Wellness Workshop, and that'll be in our office in Ramsey at 6:45 p.m. And
6:45 p.m.
Yep, and we do that. We do it weekly to make sure that there is no stone left unturned, that everybody has an opportunity. So the next one is coming Tuesday, so let's go.
And I do like that idea too. I love when patients, and we do dinner talks periodically as well, so you guys can tune into our Facebook page. It's Chiro Health Spa as well to learn about when the next dinner talk is. But the thing is this, come in, meet us. Also, just so you know, I put aside 15 minutes every night. So if you do have a question and you don't know if chiropractic's the right thing for you, you can call our team. They'll put you in contact with me. Let's have a 15, 20-minute conversation and see if that works well, right? And so that's the most important thing. We want you confident and at ease by doing this. That's the most important thing. And everybody, you should have that ability, and a lot of people don't know what they're walking into. So you come in our office, we give you a great tour. You can see that at the workshop. You can just see kind of everything that we do together and what our treatment plans entail and what everything looks like, and you just have a better idea and understanding.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Joe and Pilar, for being with me here today. I just thank you with all of my heart for loving your community and creating a healthier world. It's so powerful. Dr. Joe and Pilar, check out their link. I'll add a comment with the link to their website and Facebook page in Ramsey, New Jersey. If you are there or you know anyone that lives in the area, this is the place to go. They're absolutely phenomenal and truly looking to do what's best for their patients all the time. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I'll see you soon.
Hailey, thanks for having us, and thank you for all you do for chiropractic. It's unbelievable. Your stories are unbelievable. We love you.
Yes,
thank you. Thank you. Bye.
All right.